I was goner. I was very suicidal. I didn't want to live anymore, because who wants to live when you're going 10 to 15 times the toilet and you're pissing out of your ass? No one wants to live like that. I wasn't getting any sleep. I was so tired. I was so fatigued. My bones hurt. My muscles hurt. I was weighing in about 95 pounds. And this guy right here was my biggest inspiration when I was going through this. He had gone through so much. And if he could get over his cancer, then this was nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. It was until I started to do some more research on my mental health where this book came along. I couldn't believe that I could actually, form a bowel movement. After watery diarrhea for 4 months, my body started to actually form something, and I was just over the moon. Hey guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at HighCarbHealth, and also click on the green H so you get to see exactly what I eat and what I get up to every single day. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also please make sure you hit the bell icon so that you get all our notifications for our video uploads. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Now, I'm not sure if I've actually really gone in depth into my symptoms or my healing journey and what symptoms I had, because I think it's important to let you guys know that you guys are probably having very similar symptoms to me when I was going through my healing phase. Okay, so let's start off. You guys will obviously know when I was in Japan, my colon got better in a week. Okay, so no ulcers, very, very little inflammation, got discharged from hospital, wasn't taking the meds, etc., etc. When I came back to New Zealand, that's when things didn't work out so well, because what I did was I started eating animal foods again. Okay, and that was what put me in another flare. Okay, that's when my body started to detoxify again. I retoxified my body by eating shit foods. Okay, so I was eating, and it wasn't junk food either. I was eating like really lean meats, grass-fed if you want to call it, a lot of fish, thinking it was healthy for me. I didn't really understand health at that point. I just got out of hospital. I had a lot of cravings. So obviously I had been conditioned 22 years of my life growing up eating animal products. Of course I'm going to, naturally go back to them, because it tasted good at that time, And obviously I went through the process again because I had to learn my lesson. I had to learn that these foods were causing my disease, and that if I wanted to be healthier, I had to go back to the plant foods. And if you keep eating meat, you're going to create other diseases in your body. Okay? Maybe it's not your gut disease again, but maybe you get heart disease, maybe you get diabetes, maybe you get Alzheimer's, maybe you get a stroke. You've got to watch what you eat these days, because the science is becoming a lot more clear, and the more animal products you eat, the more you increase your risk of diseases. Okay, so, and then the less animal products you eat, the lower your chances of getting these diseases. And that's cannot be argued with. It's there in the literature. And I urge you guys to go and have a look at this, because you are the ones making the decision on where you want to go. Plant-based is where everyone is going, because for one, okay, it's better for your health, all right? Better for the environment, and it's better for the animals. No one dies, okay? So, what did I do? I went back to the healing diet, okay? So if you haven't already, go get this book, okay? Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's by Dr. David Klein. So he wrote this book because he himself was really sick for 8 years, and he found a way to heal himself, and he's helped so many other people. So what did I do? I started implementing the plan again, the vegan healing diet plan. All right, so you can see my video about what that plan involves, what that healing diet is. Okay, started applying the principles. All right, didn't get better. Right, obviously my body was getting a lot worse. It was detoxifying because of all that crap that I put back inside of it. All right, and I think it was about 4 months after I came back from Japan where I was in a miserable state, okay? And these were my symptoms, all right? So 10 to 15 times a day, bloody diarrhea, okay? No formation. It was just pissing out of my ass practically with red piss. It was. That's what it was like, all right? Fevers, headaches, sore throats, ulcers in my mouth, cysts in my eye, cold, flu, mucus, insomnia. Everything happened during that time. And I can tell you that some of you probably go through that as well right now. If you're on the healing diet, you're probably experiencing some of these symptoms. Okay, that is how your body heals itself. Okay, it's ridding itself of toxicity, toxic morbid matter. Okay, and this toxic matter is developed due to unhealthy lifestyle. And when I mean lifestyle, I don't mean just diet. I mean the mindset as well. I was so miserable in those 4 months because I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I didn't have anyone to go to and say, hey, what's going on? I didn't have anyone to say, is this okay? The light was not there. And it was frustrating because I was like, why did it happen to me? I victimized myself. I said, why me? I said, none of my other family members have this problem. Why did I get it? I wasn't even that sick. I was very healthy. I was athletic. I was sporty. I was doing many things. And why did it happen to me? And I had to change the way I thought. Because if I didn't, I wasn't getting anywhere. I was actually very suicidal at the time. I didn't want to live anymore, okay? Because if you got 4 months straight of bloody diarrhea 10 to 15 times a day, that's like no life. It's basically running to the bathroom every single day, every single hour, And it's frustrating. I wasn't getting any sleep. I was so tired. I was so fatigued. My bones hurt. My muscles hurt. I was weighing in about 95 pounds. So I had lost even more weight than when I was in hospital. There was no end in sight. So I looked to my mindset to try and defeat this. And I succeeded. Because the diet was exactly the same. The diet was juice in the morning, smoothie, as many fruits as I could eat, bananas, apples, pears, juice in the evening, steamed potatoes, broccoli, carrots, sweet potatoes, zucchini. The diet was the same. It was until I started to do some more research on my mental health where this book came along and this lady called Louise Hay came along. She was the biggest help at that time. No one else could help me but myself. There was nothing working for me. Even though my body was doing a lot of good stuff behind the scenes, I didn't see that. I didn't appreciate my body healing. And that was the key difference. Once I understood that my body was doing all this work for the better, some things just completely changed. And that's when my mindset changed. Instead of getting frustrated at myself, I would encourage my body to heal more. I would be positive. And this book has a lot of affirmations. There's one that says, I love my colon. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, I love my colon. I love my stomach. I love my rectum. I love my immune system. This saved my life. Because if I didn't do some of the things that this book said, I was goner. I was very suicidal. I didn't want to live anymore, because who wants to live when you're going 10 to 15 times the toilet and you're pissing out of your ass? No one wants to live like that. And I certainly didn't, because I had come from a healthy-ish lifestyle. I had no health condition before this. to this extent. So it was really hard for me. But the biggest thing that I learned was that other people had been able to pick themselves up. Okay, other people had been able to do this. And so if they could do it, why can't I do it? And this guy right here was my biggest inspiration when I was going through this. He had gone through so much. And if he could get over his cancer, then this was nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. For him, he was actually diagnosed with testicular cancer, and it had spread to his lungs and his brain, and he still overcame that. Amazing. So this is what really inspired me to get back on track mentally, to really focus on what I wanted in my life. And I wanted to get back on this bicycle. I want to get on my mountain bike and just breathe in the fresh air in the forest. That was enough. That was enough for me. It wasn't the food. While that played a role, it wasn't the food. It was me getting myself back onto the bicycle and enjoying the fresh air and riding the beautiful trails that I just missed so much. That was so key. And I started to become a champion. I started to realize that life is a lot more. Life is worth a lot more than what you eat, right? And I took inspiration from many people, all right? And there's a guy there's one of our really good mates. He had a food addiction, and he only ate potatoes for a whole year. I'll link you to his, or you can have a look at the description below his link. He ate potatoes for only one whole year, and he lost around more than 50 kilos. He had a really good quote that said, "Make your life interesting and your food boring." And that resonated with me because I wanted to make my life interesting. I wanted to go back and travel. I wanted to go and do stuff. I didn't want to be imprisoned to a toilet, and I didn't care about food. Food was the last thing on my mind. I wanted to get out there and do the things that I was doing. Go for a drive whenever I want without worrying about toilets. Go for a walk without worrying about toilets. It was as simple as that. And that was when I really realized, and my body started to get better as well. So I had like my first pasty stool, right? And that was just amazing. I couldn't believe that's what happened. After I started to think this way, I couldn't believe that I could actually, form a bowel movement. After watery diarrhea for 4 months, my body started to actually form something, and I was just over the moon. And that's what carried me. That's what really carried me to the other side, because I realized that, wow, my body's actually working. It's doing the best it can to help me, and I need to help it. And that little magic moment was all I needed to make it snowball. And it just kept getting better and better. There were a few bad days, but not as bad as it ever was before. And I kept snowballing it. I kept winning every single day. Today's the best day of my life. I kept saying this. I kept saying the affirmations. I kept doing all these beautiful things to make me feel good. Whenever a bad thought came into my head, I would just cancel it out and replace it with a good thought. Encourage myself so much to get better because I just wanted to get better. I had this drive. I had this drive to get better. And the only person that was going to get me better was myself. No one else could do it for me. No one else would ever do it for me. So then, slowly, my bowels started to get better. The fevers went away. The ulcers in my mouth went away. The headaches started to get less. I started to get more sleep again because my bowel movements were not happening at night. The biggest thing, or the first thing that I realized was I didn't have to wake up to go to the bathroom. That was huge for me. And it was such a relief, to be honest. It was such a relief not to go run to the bathroom all the time. I started getting my energy back. My weakness started to just drift away. I started to actually jump on a trampoline or a rebounder. And that helped a lot. That got me going. That got the blood flowing, And ever since that time, things just started to pick up. I started to get back onto my bicycle, went around like the neighborhood, went for a lap around the neighborhood, and I was over the moon. and just forced myself to think good things about my body and think good things about what's happening. And that's exactly what you guys need to do. If you guys are struggling, just hold on to something that you really want to do in your life. Hold on to it so much that you want to do it so badly that's what drives you. That's what drives you. That's what gets you out of the rut that you get yourself into. Hold on to that amazing thing. And that amazing thing for me was mountain biking. So when you can do that, you realize that things just start to get on a roll. And once you're on a roll, don't stop. Don't stop and doubt this. Because I can tell you, if you start doubting it, you're going to go backwards. You're going to hit something. Okay? Don't hit anything. Just keep rolling. Keep rolling. And I suppose I've taken so many aspects of my healing journey, and that's what's made me today. That's what's made this person right here. Okay, I wouldn't be that person if I didn't go through all those things, all those struggles in my life. And I can tell you, I can 100% assure you that if I would go back and do all the things that I did, all the things that I went through, all the pain that I went through in a heartbeat to be the person that I am today. Because I can tell you that after 7 years, and going through those 7 years of my life has been the best thing that I've ever done in my life. I cannot tell you how amazing it feels right now when you wake up in the morning and you produce this beautiful bowel movement. You know your body's working properly. You know your body's in sync. And that is all you need in your life. Couldn't care less about a Ferrari. Couldn't care less about owning a house. Just having that bowel movement in the morning is the most precious thing you could ever have. You guys know what I'm talking about. Because I can tell you that when you've been through some struggles in your life, you realize how much you appreciate your health and how your health is your number one asset. And when you can realize that, you will soar. You will soar like an eagle, and nothing will stop you but yourself. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you can take some inspiration from what I've said, because I can tell you that you can have a life after colitis if you want. It's up to you if you want your life back. Because I desperately wanted my life back, and I got it. Because I worked my ass off to get to where I am today. It didn't just happen overnight. No one else did it for me. I did it for myself. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And I wish you all the best. Whoever's out there going through the healing diet, keep going. Just keep going. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Trust me. It was very, very bleak for me. I couldn't really see much of it, but it started to shine brighter and brighter because I believed in myself. I believed that I could do this, and you can too. Alright, well, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Give this video a thumbs up if you know what it's like to have colitis. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. This channel is about helping people who suffer from colitis. Drop me a comment below about your colitis experience, and go to my website High Carb Health for more info and a free 30-minute consultation. And don't forget, there most certainly is a life after colitis.